We back. We back. Let me see. Trying to get these scenes together. We back. Let's get it. There we go. Alright, let's bring it back.
Jim and Mendeecees had words exchanged in Miami over Chrissy and Andy. And basically, they was going to squash it in New York, so Jim goes to Mendeecees projects to go meet him. That's where Mendeecees at in the story right now.
Right, so when I got over there, he was talking calm at first, and then he just started getting loud. And then when he got loud, that was it. It was over. Next you know, he was crying and crawling underneath the car, begging to please leave him alone. And then he called Miss Info and told her it was a boxed out robbery. And I was like, robbery? Nobody takes nothing from him. He just ran and jumped on the back of a motorcycle and left his car there, and his pants was stolen. He was stolen and tripping, and you know, I didn't even know he could run that fast.
Okay. So basically, he came to your projects. Y'all supposed to squash the beef. The beef ended up not getting squashed.
He got loud. Like he took his coat off and he was talking loud. And he took his coat off, and I think that's as soon as he took his coat off, that was a mistake he made. I mean, you know what? I mean, like he waited 6 years to tell you. That's like 6 years ago.
Right.
Like I constantly never talked about it because that wasn't something I want to promote. Like I don't get no points out of me doing nothing to Jim. He's a civilian. He's not a street guy. Like I don't get no points for that.
Jim and Mendeecees had words exchanged in Miami over Chrissy and Andy. And basically, they was going to squash it in New York, so Jim goes to Mendeecees projects to go meet him. That's where Mendeecees at in the story right now.
Right, so when I got over there, he was talking calm at first, and then he just started getting loud. And then when he got loud, that was it. It was over. Next you know, he was crying and crawling underneath the car, begging to please leave him alone. And then he called Miss Info and told her it was a boxed out robbery. And I was like, robbery? Nobody takes nothing from him. He just ran and jumped on the back of a motorcycle and left his car there, and his pants was stolen. He was stolen and tripping, and you know, I didn't even know he could run that fast.
Okay. So basically, he came to your projects. Y'all supposed to squash the beef. The beef ended up not getting squashed.
He got loud. Like he took his coat off and he was talking loud, and he took his coat off, and I think that's as soon as he took his coat off, that was a mistake he made.
That was the mistake Jim made.
I mean, you know what? I mean, like he waited 6 years to tell you. That's like 6 years ago.
Right.
Like I constantly never talked about it because that wasn't something I want to promote. Like I don't get no points out of me doing nothing to Jim. He's a civilian. He's not a street guy. Like I don't get no points for that.
Jim and Mendeecees had words exchanged in Miami over Chrissy and Andy.
So basically, Jim ain't that tough, man. Niggas thought Jim was super tough. Mendeecees, you know Mendeecees a good nigga too, from Harlem. St. Nick Projects. Good dude. Love&Hip-Hop superstar. You know? And he don't even look like the type that be putting hands on niggas, because he ain't. Mendeecees don't be running around putting hands on bullying niggas or none of that shit. Shit, me and Jim. I'm over here trying to get this title on here. Yeah, Mendeecees, he don't even move like that. So I don't even understand how Jim get into a beef with Mendeecees over some female shit. Chrissy got him into that beef. That's why. That was a Chrissy beef. Chrissy was beefing with Yandy and called Jim. So Yandy called Mendeecees. I don't think he must have knew who Mendeecees was at the time. But he so found out coming up the St. Nick projects. I don't know if he must didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Jim Harlem, but I don't think he know about certain parts of Harlem. Like he ran up on Mendeecees and St. Nick projects. You can't do that. You can't run up on somebody in their own projects. You can't do that. That's not right. Man. Oh, God. Man, you can't be running up on niggas thinking you gonna put hands on niggas in their own projects. I'm saying Jim is tough though. He definitely got a little fearless heart though, but it's kind of like always on a crash out mission though. Is it? It's kind of like a crash out mission. It ain't like nothing a nigga doing that's, decent. You wanna know, and then you run up on Mendeecees, he don't even give it up like that. He ain't even one of them types that be running around fronting on niggas, beefing with niggas. Mendeecees a good money nigga. Real representative of Harlem. Getting money. Let's run that back one more time.
And basically, they was going to squash it in New York, so Jim goes to Mendeecees projects to go meet him. That's where Mendeecees at in this story right now.
Right. So when I got over there, he was talking calm at first, and then he just started getting loud. And then when he got loud, it was it. It was over. Next you know, he was crying and crawling underneath the car, begging to please leave him alone. And then he called Miss Info and told her it was a boxed out robbery. And I was like, robbery? Nobody takes nothing from him.
Nothing.
He just ran and jumped on the back of a motorcycle and left his car there, and his pants was falling. He was falling and tripping, and I didn't know he could run that fast.
Yo, okay. So basically, he came to your projects. Y'all supposed to squash the beef. The beef ended up not getting squashed.
He got loud. Like he took his coat off and he was talking loud. And he took his coat off, and I think that's as soon as he took his coat off, that was a mistake he made. I mean, you know what? Like he waited 6 years until he died. That's like 6 years ago.
Right.
Like I constantly never talked about it because that wasn't something I want to promote. Like I don't get no points out of me doing nothing to Jim. He's a civilian. He's not a street guy. Like I don't get no points for that.
Jim and Mendeecees had words exchanged.
Nah. That was Mendeecees punking Jim. Now let's listen to Jim trying to punk Mase. This one Mase is a straight pastor.
Yeah, that's me on the line. Yeah, that's me on the line.
You already know why you left Harlem. R.I.P. Baby Man and R.I.P. Pop Lottie. That's why you left Harlem. You ran up out of there, Beffa.
I moved from Harlem before
Did you have a congregation in Atlanta? Did you leave your congregation there, man? Or did you backslide? Which one, Beffa? Because you're saying this to me. I don't care what you say.
Yo, this don't sound like the same person Mendeecees is talking about. Is it? This sounds like a whole totally different person. You know what I'm saying? This don't sound nothing like who Mendeecees talk about. This is Jim.
This is me. I know you.
I know you too, sir.
Don't play with me, brother.
Mesa, I know you too, sir. Oh shit!
Ain't nothing changed. You know, I put you in my goofy category. Off with your goofy. Don't play with me, man. Ain't nothing changed.
God forgive Jimmy.
What happened with
God
people
forgive
happened with
Jimmy.
Lottie? Did Lottie escort you out of Harlem before?
I'm
Are
running.
you on the line, Beffa?
Yeah, that's me on the
You,
line.
Buffer?
Yeah, that's me on the line.
You already know why you left Harlem. R.I.P. Baby Man and R.I.P. Pop Lottie. That's why you left Harlem. You ran up out of there, Buffer.
I moved
Where's your
from Harlem
congregation
before
at?
that.
Did you have a congregation in Atlanta? Did you leave your congregation there, man? Or did
No,
you
sir.
backslide?
No,
Which one,
sir.
Buffer? Because you're saying this is me. I don't care what you're saying. This is me. I know you.
I know you too, sir.
Don't play with me, brother. Ain't nothing
I know
changed.
you
You know,
too,
I
sir.
put you in my goofy category.
very
All
stupid.
put you goofy. Don't play
I
with me,
know
man.
you too,
Ain't nothing
sir.
changed.
God forgive
What
Jimmy.
happened with, tell the people what happened with Lottie. Did Lottie,
Yeah, he started going some other places with Lottie and Maine. Rest in peace, both of them kings. Both of them lost their life over foolishness in Harlem. Yeah, Lottie and Maine. Rest in peace, both of them straight kings. Who was playing them dangerous games in the streets, B. And the streets always catch up with you, man. That's why I tell a young boy, the streets ain't for you, man. Stay out of it. But yeah, but that's a whole different Jimmy right there. See what I'm saying? See that Jimmy? That's not the same Jimmy that everybody was talking about. You know Mendeecees talk about. That's what they say. I got another one too where nigga was talking about Jimmy, said some crazy shit. I was like, damn. Nigga said Jimmy is be doing straight crash out shit and getting niggas locked up. I gotta find that joint. You see, all that nigga do is crash out and get niggas locked up. I said, God damn. Y'all see what's going on? Let me see, is it this one here?
They said Killer said,
Damn, there you go.
he's past freaking. He's taking Carden to get his.
From past leaking. Last weekend, I took Carden to get his ass eaten. He said you past freaking.
Yeah, that was crazy, Kim. That definitely was crazy. Yo, back then though, you ain't really realize niggas was talking like that. It just came to light on how niggas really feel. Let me see, is this
About to jump y'all and y'all got out of there.
Nah. Jim was fighting.
Okay.
Jim, I'm gonna keep it 100. Jim don't run. Jim ain't running from nobody. I don't care if you have 200 people. Jim is not running.
Got out of there, and he's still on top of the police car or something.
I climbed up on the top of a paddy wagon. And paddy wagon, we're police inside the paddy wagon. I'm like, look at yeah, your boy.
All right, see that blue? See where that right? Go back to that blue right there in front of you.
That's Cam,
All right, that's Cam. And Jim Jones is in the white tanky back there.
Jim Jones Cam at? In the tanky way up there.
That's Cam in the corner. Jim Jones all over there. Get the beige nigga. Look, go get the beige nigga right there. Yeah, with the white. Watch this, y'all. Look, this Olympics in the hood. Look, this the hurdle. This the park hurdle. Look, no hands. Why no hands? Look, no hands. Whoever behind me, catch me. Meet me on the corner.
I'm never here to downplay your character. As much as you try to
he said
degrade
that
my
nigga
character.
red, yeah.
I see you post the shit, Cam let me get jumped in Rucker, this, that, and third by 8 niggas, this, that, and third. I'll let niggas tell that story. How you hear me talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up? When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach.
About to jump y'all and y'all got out of there.
Nah. Jim was fighting.
Okay.
Jim, I'm gonna keep it 100. Jim don't run.
Yeah. It's a lot of foolery, B, at the end of the day. Let me see.
How'd you feel when Jim Jones branched off with the whole Byrdgang joint?
Byrdgang?
Well, he copied wrote Byrdgang.
I know that. Well, I'm trying to know how he felt about it.
He copied wrote Byrdgang too. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
My goal was for everybody to have their own shit. Mm-hmm. Everybody did have their own shit. It's just that I was like I said, everybody was on a lack of communication. And being the age I am now, maybe I should have had a conversation with Jim, or maybe he should have a conversation with me and we could have handled things differently. But the way I felt at that particular time, I'm like, yo, you busting moves, you could at least let me know we busting moves, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was kind of upset about it at the time, but I understood it. I just thought we could have communicated better about it.
Why did you copyright Byrdgang?
Because I just told him, I felt he was busting moves without telling me, and when I asked him if he's gonna branch off, he said no, so I copywrote it. If you told me no, it shouldn't matter. I copywrote it. That was my mentality at the time.
And what Capo copywrote?
Capo copywrote after that?
Yeah.
We talk about that later.
Okay.
I just feel when Jim
I think Jim Jones copywrote it, Dipset or some shit like that when he did that. Once Kim copywrote, Kim a funny nigga, B. Once Kim copywrote Byrdgang, I think Jim went out and copywrote Dipset. Or Diplomat. I think it was Dipset, because I think Diplomats is already copywritten. Kim already had Diplomats copywritten, but Dipset wasn't copywritten. Jim went out and copywritten motherfucking Dipset. And then, as you heard, if you listen to one of my earlier videos, Joel said he came up with Dipset. So it was like two branches right in front of our faces, and we never even knew. It was Diplomat Records and it was Dipset Records right there in our face the whole time. We was always thinking they was together. Them niggas been broke up. Niggas been broke up. This been going on. Because this was before Jim got on the stage with 50. They talking about when Byrdgang came out. Let's listen to Cardi B.
We having all this Harlem talk. I got a question for y'all. Do y'all consider 145th and Broadway Harlem or Wash Heights? Me personally, I feel like Washington Heights starts in 145th and Broadway. What you think, Neff?
Yeah, it's Washington Heights.
Yeah. To me, Washington Heights starts in 145th and Broadway. Mm-hmm.
All Broadway is Washington Heights.
All Broadway is Washington Heights.
Hold on. How you didn't even get a chance? You ain't supposed to be speaking on that, Cardi. You from the Bronx. How you know what's Washington Heights and what's not? We just went over that on one of my lives, too. One of my older lives, like a couple weeks ago. Where's Harlem start from and where in that? And according to niggas that I had up here and I had on the phone and I had on the live, my niggas from Harlem, official, said Harlem start from 110th and Lenox, goes up to 7th, 8th, and then uptown to 159th and 8th Avenue. Everything else after that is not Harlem. So I don't know, maybe she might be right. Because niggas didn't say 145th and Broadway was Harlem. That's a fact. They officially said from 110th, Lenox, 7th, 8th, all the way up to 59th and 8th Avenue. So, Cardi might be on to something, man. She might know her shit, but you ain't supposed to be speaking on that, Cardi. You ain't from Harlem. You ain't from Harlem, Cardi. Stop speaking on Harlem business. Shout out to Cardi, though. Fuck with Cardi. She out here in the streets. She free and single. She's single and mangling right now. I can't find that joint, B. Respect to my guy, Mendeecees. Let me see, maybe this might be it. It's Lloyd Banks. No. Let me see.
Own studio when I was 18. I was shooting my own videos, mic check, paying for all these trends. I started everything, bro. Everything, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Shooting my own videos. I had my own studio when I was 18. I had my own disc burners, burning my own CDs. You understand what I'm saying? Putting them out myself. I was doing all this shit myself, bro. All of this shit. Jim and Cam was coming to my studio to record music. And I was the young fella. You understand what I'm saying? So that it's easy to get that kind of like, whatever. Joel's was never lazy. The whole the Diplomatic Immunity album was my album. Diplomatic Immunity album was my album. It was all my album. You understand what I'm saying? We decided to put an album out to help catapult my album. I started rapping to those soulful beats. I picked the Heat Makers beat. You know what I'm saying? And that became our sound. You understand what I'm saying?
Joel said he invented the style.
Like, I'm him.
He invented the style of Dipset,
saying
nigga.
Dipset. I said that in a rhyme and it became Dipset. Anybody saying that I created the sound, the Dipset sound, me. I got the first Heat Makers beats and the first song picked, I think, off.
Yo, that's big right there,
my history.
G. That nigga said I created the Dipset sound. Not the, you see, the Diplomats was different. When Dipset came, that's when Joel's came. He's saying, yeah, I own that. I created the style, the sound. I created the style. I created the look. He said he started the belts and the wallets and the chains, the skulls and all that. Because Joel's definitely wanted to be like a rock star at that time. He definitely was pushing that rock star lifestyle on the niggas in Harlem, and we was eating it up because everybody was running around with the rhinestone belts and the skull belt buckles and the watch chains and the wallet chain. And so maybe he on to something. Maybe he ain't lying, man. Maybe he did start Dipset. You know, it's over though. Dipset is over. My nigga Head Ice even said it's over for Dipset though. So if Dipset is over, can we bring back Diplomatics? Can we bring back Diplomatic Immunity if Dipset is over? Can we do that? Can we bring back the Diplomatic Immunity if Dipset is over? We done with Dipset. It's over for the set. We need to get to the Diplomatic Immunity, where it all started from. You know? Go.
I was born in 1976 in July.
I couldn't pronounce Guillermo, so I said Jomo. He was the most beautiful baby. Nice head full of hair, chunky little cute little thing. There was just something about this young man. He's going to be somebody great.
South Bronx, 1801 Weeks Avenue. That's where you came to get your weight from. The 80s was a motherfucker. The 80s was a motherfucker.
Jim was always my ride-or-die. Sneaking out there and, doing my little hustling. That was my partner, holding me down, however, whichever way.
Learning things fast at a young age.
Yeah, that's why Jim all fucked up. Yo, you heard that? His mom said she was out there hustling and Jim was holding her down. Shit. No wonder. No wonder Jim going through what he going through out there. Like I said, my mom was hustling and I was holding her down. Shit. I can imagine my mom was out there selling crack and she got me right there looking out for the police for her. That sound crazy. That's Jim life, B. But that was his life in the Bronx. That wasn't his life in Harlem. That's why when he came around Mendeecees in Harlem, they got to show him what it's really like. I ain't gonna front Jim, been in a couple wars in Harlem. And I don't really think he took any W's though. He ain't take the W with Mendeecees. He ain't take the W up at the Rucker. He ain't take a W with that bang out niggas had. Nigga actually went to jail. Nigga was facing a lot of time. But my guy didn't go to court. My guy ain't testifying on him, so Jim walked. And he beat it. So yeah. I ain't seen too many W's for Jim no home.
I was in my own
maybe in the Bronx.
World since I can remember when my mom first taught me how to take the train and shit like that. After that, it was all me. I don't know if people really know what it is to sleep in a crack house. These are some of the places I would have to go to see my mom. Everyone in my family indulged in hard drugs down to my grandfather. The only person that didn't do it was my grandmother. And I love her for that. She was the only one that kept a level head. And you know, she showed me what church was. She showed me what being a man was. It got to a point where I was an orphan within the family, but all my family loved for me so much that I was able to go live with them and they treat me like their own and things like that. So I moved a few places, and 1199 was one of my stops.
East Side, 109th, First Ave, 1199, the Nines, we used to call it. He came to live with my mom.
That's not Harlem neither. Even though he moved over there, that's Manhattan. That's not Harlem.
My dad, myself, brothers and sisters, Jim and I shared a bedroom, sneak out, hang with the dudes.
And from the second floor, that's where I've been doing that.
Running around playing tag with a curly afro, with like curly, you know what I mean?
We were brought up in the church.
I was born in 1976 in July.
I couldn't.
And that's the same nigga. See, Dame even referenced him. It's the same nigga he tried to get crazy with. Try to disrespect Dame. Put hands on Dame. Where's your man at, Jim? Let me see. Here we go.
You didn't grow up in Harlem, or you wasn't born in Harlem?
I actually was born in Harlem. I was born in Harlem at a hospital called Flower Fifth Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That's in Harlem. A lot of my family's from Harlem. A lot of my family's from the Bronx. My mom's mom and my grandmother lived in the Bronx in the beginning in the 80s, and then 89. I always went to school in Harlem. So all through the 80s, I went back and forth to school in Harlem. About 89, I moved to Harlem for the
complete. You had to travel up from the Bronx to Harlem for school.
Well, I had an aunt that lived in Harlem. You know, she kind of like adopted me for during the school year, so I could stay there at her house with my cousin Dave. And we went to the same school, so we would walk to school from my house because it was close. Okay. And sometimes I had to travel from the Bronx. So I learned how to take the train at a young age. Like 9 years old, I was taking the train from the Bronx to.
You didn't grow up.
Nah, that's a fact. Everybody was doing that at early age. We take the train early. We be on our own in the streets early. 9 years old on the train. That's a fact. But I could have swore a nigga said he was at his grandmother's house in Harlem, not his aunt's. But you know. Who am I? Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nah, not that one. You don't fuck with your man. Hold on. Trying to find this one joint when he was talking. I can't find it. But yeah. I could have swore I put it over here. Pause. Here got a joint we did. Right here. It's Ken from Harlem.
Where you from?
Yo, he not, yo.
I'm from 140th and Lennox.
I say he from 100. There you go. He say he from.
What building you from?
And 40th and
What
Lennox.
building are you from?
Yo, he not, yo. He not.
Kim, so y'all
I'ma tell you.
Hold on. So y'all taking Cam Harlem card?
Nah, I'm not taking Cam Harlem card, but I was on 40th, man. I was packing bags all up and down Lennox, man. I saw a big
So listen, bro.
Sham.
Listen. No, I want to ask him.
These my niggas when we did the podcast earlier. We did the podcast. I think this podcast was like 2 weeks ago. And my niggas said Kim is not from Harlem.
You was on 40th.
They said Kim ain't from Harlem, Jewels ain't from Harlem, Jim ain't from Harlem.
So let's.
None of them is from Harlem. Mase is from Harlem.
Agree.
I lived on 40th. I lived
so
in
what's the first building on 40th on Lennox?
First building on 40.
101.
I was on 7th and 8th.
Okay, 101 is the first building. When you start from Lenox Ave, you got the store, and then you got the first building on Lenox Ave going up towards 7th is 101. You can't live on Lenox unless you live in Delano, because that's where his mother really lived at, in Delano in the back.
They saying Cam ain't from Harlem. I was like, y'all lying.
You can't live on Lenox on 40th and 41st. You can't live on Lenox. Where can you live?
You can rep Harlem, but you ain't from Harlem, is what you saying. Is what a lot of niggas saying. Like, who else ain't from? Diddy ain't from Harlem. He from Mount Vernon, but he rep Harlem. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas is from the east side of Harlem. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas is from El Barrio. A lot of niggas is from Washington Heights. A lot of niggas is from Lower East Side. But a lot of these niggas ain't from Harlem.
There's nothing on 40th to 41st in Lenox where you can live. I live on 42nd, 7th in Lenox. There's 2 buildings you could live on 42nd, and then on 43rd you could live, then it starts going up.
So you basically saying Cam is not from Harlem?
He's from the east side.
He's from the east side, so you taking Cam Harlem call.
I mean, listen, if y'all niggas listen, I don't do that shit. Douglas Projects, listen.
So when Cam was living on the east side, it's not considered Harlem.
Let me say what I'm saying. Douglas Projects, 11.
Nah, I'm not taking Cam Harlem call. Cam's Harlem, bro.
Is Douglas Harlem?
Is Douglas Harlem?
No.
It's not Harlem. So Cam's not from Harlem.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That's not Harlem.
Douglas,
So Cam is not from Harlem.
Douglas ain't on the east side, though. Is East River Harlem?
No.
Okay.
So Cam officially is not from Harlem either. Mase is from Harlem.
Mase is from Harlem.
Mase is certified from Harlem.
Mase
is from Harlem.
Born and raised, no, but Mase is from Harlem. I'm giving it to Mase. If Mase is from, I'm not going to do all that. He moved to Harlem.
No, Mase may have not been born in Harlem, but he was raised in Harlem.
Yeah,
he was raised with me, B.
That's why I said I'm not going to do that. Listen, I said I'm not going to do that.
Listen, I was on 130.
Niggas try to fake somebody take Mase Harlem card.
Third with Mase since I was motherfucking 5-6 years old, bro.
Listen, I'm not
that nigga.
I'm gonna agree to disagree. I'm not gonna say he's not raised in Harlem. I'm not gonna say that. I just say he wasn't born in Harlem. I'm not gonna say because Mase is from Harlem. I'm not gonna say he's not. I'm not gonna do that.
Herb McGruff is from Harlem. Mase
Ruff
from
is
Harlem.
definitely from Harlem.
Big L is from
Ruff
Harlem.
is from 40. L is from 39.
39. So Cam ain't from over there.
No. Stan Spitt is from 39. But Stan Spitt is from Delano. He'll tell you.
So basically,
I can tell you this.
So Cam had no right taking Jim Harlem card.
Cam's on the east side.
And he's from the east side.
West side. Jim is from Foster.
No,
Jim is not.
Cam got a right to take it.
No, Jim is really from
Cam got a right to take it.
No, he don't.
Cam got a right to take.
Nigga, Jim is from
Cam,
Chad.
yes, he does.
Cam is from 1199.
My nigga Pony Boy said Jim is from the Bronx.
Yeah,
in the chat.
He told you he is.
He from Weeks Ave.
He told you.
So he's not Harlem. So Jim is not Harlem.
No, he was raised in Harlem. Yo, bro, if you come to Harlem and you fucking 12, 13 years old, nigga, and you 50 years old right now, my nigga, come on, bro, you from Harlem. Don't do that.
If you 12 years old and you lived in Harlem for the rest of your life, you was raised in Harlem. You ain't from Harlem.
Okay.
Oh, you heard that? You was raised in Harlem. You ain't from Harlem. You could be raised, you could rap it, but are you from it?
He was raised in Harlem. Okay,
cool. He was raised in Harlem.
Okay.
He was raised. But that don't mean you from. There's a lot of niggas who came to Harlem who was raised in Harlem who's not from Harlem.
Not from that's a big debate there. So you can be raised in Harlem and not from Harlem?
No, I'm gonna cut the debate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut the debate. All right, nigga, stop claiming niggas then. Harlem. Stop claiming fucking Preacher and Nicky Barnes. Them niggas is from South Carolina. No, like, come on, bro. We can't do it when we want to do it. Them niggas ain't from Harlem. Puff ain't from Harlem.
Nah, I know that. Puff from Mount Vernon.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We can't take the guys
Niggas took Puff Harlem card, yeah.
Because they did something bigger. And then the guys who really, you know what? They ain't from
I
Harlem.
can't take it,
you know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
Yo, they took Puff Harlem card, big. This is out of control.
I'm not going to say Jim is from Harlem because technically, even if you want to go with my theory, Jim is still from Upper Manhattan because Taft is on the east side, 112. That's still the east side. I don't start respecting Harlem until on the east side until you get the Wagner. Once you get the Wagner, I'm like, all right, you in Harlem. That's 2/5. I can't take that from you. Even
Nah, you know what? Carver is Harlem.
Carver is Harlem. Yeah, Carver is definitely
Carver is Harlem.
I'm not jacking Carver. I'm not jacking Carver.
Yeah,
No.
but Carver is Harlem though, bro.
I'm not jacking Carver.
Carver is Harlem.
No, I'm not jacking it.
Hell,
Yeah, Carver is Harlem, bro.
That's Harlem. That's not the east side no more.
No, Carver is the east side, but that's Harlem, bro.
Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you, nigga?
Carver is the east side, but that's Harlem, bro.
No, listen to the statement I said. I said if that's how y'all doing it, I don't respect nothing on the east side until you get to Wagner. That's what I said. I'm not saying. That's why when you said AK, I'm like, nah, nigga, AK good. That's 127. AK is legit. AK ain't even a project though. I mean, but it's just you know.
So basically, Cam and Jim is not from Harlem.
They try to take Jim joint. Niggas took his joint the same. He said, niggas try to take my chain. I reverse the situation. Popped his chain. So we use his own lyrics on him. He tried to take my nigga Jim joint. We reversed the situation. Popped his chain. I don't know, man. Like, I done bumped into them niggas out. Fuck all that knowing niggas, like, and just seeing them in the hood. Because really, I ain't gonna lie. Cam, he used to try his hardest to be out there. You know what I mean? But the nigga was smart. He was always in Delano in the back, like I said. So
On the low in Delano. If anybody know about Delano, you go in the back of Delano. It's over there by the water.
Technically,
niggas don't even know you in Harlem.
Say that you was from Fat Sean.
It's my
That's
nigga-
who used to be with Fat Sean.
My nigga Pony Boy said, so where Joel's from? Joel's from
From
Harlem.
the hill.
He from the hill. That's
From
Harlem.
the Heights.
Nah, he not from. He from 152nd.
Joel's from my bitch block, nigga.
He from 152nd, 157, and Broadway, Anson and Broadway.
Yeah.
He from over there. That's Harlem or not?
That's the Heights.
Is that Harlem?
That's the Heights.
Is that Harlem?
No. Upper Manhattan.
That's Upper Manhattan.
Oh my
Like
God, yo.
Dykeman and
Joel's
all
ain't
that's
from
Upper
Harlem.
Manhattan. Dykeman and all that's Upper
Y'all,
Manhattan.
Joel's ain't from
If you
Harlem
want-
either.
Dykeman is Upper Manhattan. If you want to get geographical and technical, dude. Dykeman is Upper Manhattan. 200th Street and Broadway is Upper Manhattan.
So where do Harlem start and where end?
110th, Lenox Ave.
Uh-huh.
Schaumburg, right there. I'll let Schaumburg start. Right there.
110th, Lenox Ave to
Park
where?
West, the train station, Central Park West. 110th to 155th and 8th Avenue, Polo Grounds. And
That's Harlem.
Colonial ends Harlem.
Colonial ends Harlem.
Yeah. Most people say Polo Grounds, but if you really from Harlem, you know
Colonial's right behind. Yeah, it's 159th.
159th and 8th. So that's gonna
That's
actually end Harlem. All that other shit got names for it. Look it up.
So from 110th
to 150
and Lenox to 155th
and 8th. No, 159th and 8th.
159th and 8th is Harlem. Anything
Harlem.
outside of that
Anything
is not
outside of
Harlem.
that, look at the name change. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Upper East Side, Upper Manhattan.
So
Upper
basically-
Patio. Like they start making names
Joel's is from Washington Heights, according to Cardi B.
up for shit. It's not Harlem. Spanish.
He ain't
Harlem.
from Harlem
That's what they
neither.
call it.
Yeah, they call it Spanish Harlem, like on the east side of
That's
Spanish
not
Harlem.
really Harlem. They saying Spanish because Harlem starts on 110th. They're on the same, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, let's just call it Spanish Harlem.
All right, so Joel's is not Harlem, Cam not Harlem, and Jim is not Harlem.
Mase is Harlem.
Mace is Harlem.
Mase is Harlem.
So Cam has no right to snatch nobody Harlem card if you're not from Harlem.
Facts. Definitely. How you gonna snatch another nigga card when that's not where your area is from?
Cause yeah, that's a fact though. You can't just be snatching niggas Harlem cards and you not from Harlem. It don't work that way. What you think? They saying Cam is from the east side. Cam said he's from 140th. The last thing Cam said, yeah, I'm from 140th. But my niggas saying Cam is not from 40th. They never seen Cam.
Yo, he not, yo.
I'm from 140th and Lenox.
He say he from 100. There you go. He say he from.
What building you from?
And 40th and
What
Lenox.
building are you from?
He
Yo.
He said Cam said he from 140th and Lenox, man. Straight up, man. I mean, what more to be said? Cam said it himself. I'm from 140th and Lenox. 139th, 140th and Lenox. Niggas saying they didn't see Cam up there when he was growing up. They said Cam was downtown on the east side. So I don't know how. And these niggas is from over there on that block. They from over there 39th, 42nd, 40th, 41st. They from over that area. They grew up and raised and grew up there. And they saying they ain't see Cam. Cam from downtown. Cam ain't from home. They say.
He not, yo. He not.
Cam, so y'all
I'm
gonna tell you. Hold on. So y'all taking Cam Harlem card?
Nah, I'm not taking Cam Harlem card, but I was on 40th.
But niggas don't want to take the card though. Yeah. They don't want to take the card though, but they take
man,
it.
I was packing bags all up and down Lenox, man. I saw Big
So listen, bro.
Sham.
Listen. No, I want to ask him. You was on 40th, so let's agree.
I lived on 40th. I lived.
He said he lived on 40th. That's my nigga Stretch D Crack. So I lived on 40th. I ain't seen niggas be. Seen Sham Guard, seen Mase, seen Big L. Me, I'm from 45th, 46th, 47th Street.
What's the first building on 40th on Lenox?
And like when you go in Harlem, like you can get stuck in your block for days, B. And your one block, that one, like say I'm from 47th Street. We'd be in 47th Street. There's so many people in one block because we stacked on top of each other like Legos. And so it's so many people in one block, like you don't even get out your block. And then you be beefing with a block right over, like how Chicago beef with 63rd and 64th. It'd be a 47th, 49th, 48th, or 45th, 40, you know what I mean? To be beef like that, the same way.
101.
I was on 7th and 8th.
Okay, 101 is the first building. When you start from Lenox Ave, you got the store, and then you got the nectar.
Niggas be beefing with niggas literally 10 feet away from each other.
First building
shooting at each other.
On Lenox Ave, going up towards 7th, is 101. You can't live on Lenox unless you live in Delano, because that's where his mother really lived at, in Delano, in the back. In 60. You can't live on Lenox, on 40th and 41st. You can't live on Lenox. Where can you live? There's nothing on 40th to 41st and Lenox where you can live. I live on 42nd, 7th and Lenox. There's two buildings you could live on 42nd, and then on 43rd you could live. Then
y'all hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for me, y'all. Please hit that like.
He's from the east side, so you taking Cam Harlem card.
I mean, listen, if y'all niggas listen, I don't do that shit. Douglas Projects, listen.
So when Cam was living on the east side, it's not considered Harlem.
Let me say what I'm saying. Douglas Projects, 11.
Nah, I'm not taking Cam Harlem card. Cam's Harlem, bro.
Is Douglas Harlem?
Is Douglas Harlem?
No.
It's not Harlem. So Cam's not from Harlem.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That's not Harlem.
Douglas,
so Cam's not from Harlem.
Douglas ain't on the east side, though. Is East River Harlem?
No.
Okay.
So Cam officially is not from Harlem either. Mase is from Harlem.
Mase is from Harlem.
Mase is certified from Harlem. Mase is from Harlem.
Born and raised, no, but Mase is from Harlem. I'm giving it to Mase. Mase is from. I'm not gonna do all that. He moved to Harlem.
No, Mase may have not been born in Harlem, but he was raised in Harlem. He was raised with me, B.
That's why I said I'm not gonna do that. Listen, I said I'm not
Mase
gonna do
was
that.
raised. Listen, I was on 133rd with Mase since I was motherfucking 5-6 years old, bro.
Listen, I'm not gonna.
That nigga.
I'm agree to disagree. I'm not gonna say he's not raised in Harlem. I'm not gonna say that. I just say he wasn't born in Harlem. I'm not gonna say because Mase is from Harlem. I'm not gonna say he's not. I'm not gonna do that.
Herb McGruff is from Harlem. Mase
Ruff
from
is
Harlem.
definitely from
Big
Harlem.
L is from
Ruff
Harlem.
is from 40th. L is from 39.
39. So Cam ain't from over there.
No. Stan Spitter's from 39, but Stan Spitter's from Delano. He'll tell you.
So
I can tell you this. I can tell you this.
So
I
Ken
ain't
had
gonna lie,
no right
niggas.
taking. So Ken had no right taking Jim Harlem
Sneakers, know how to hustle, dip, and dab, get to the bag a little bit. Mason wasn't on that. You dig? He was a little bit less fortunate. Like you dig? Like we more or
Nigga
less
said
made
Mase was
sure
less
we
fortunate.
held him up, make sure he was fresh, make sure you know what I mean. Like
This
he
Jim
wasn't selling
talking
no
about Mase.
slabs. He wasn't selling no cracks. He wasn't getting no packs. He wasn't doing none of that. So when you that young and you know, I've been in that situation where I didn't have, and I'm around niggas that's getting Jordans and all that type of shit. I know how I feel. I feel like a bozo. I figured out how to get to the pack. Like I need to know what they. Oh, that's what y'all doing? Well, count me in because I feel crazy. I need to get fresh. But that wasn't his thing and shit like that. So when he hit, it was like hitting.
Everybody, I know you hit me.
In turn,
The little nigga right
like,
into the.
I got the bag. Let me show y'all something. Y'all niggas gonna have to kiss my ass now. And that shit didn't go as good as he wanted it to.
Yeah, and you know it's.
You gotta figure Mase wasn't a hustler coming up. He didn't know how to get to no money. Like niggas like me and Cam always knew how to get fresh, stay with sneakers, know how to hustle, dip and dab, get to the bag a little bit. Mase wasn't on that. You dig? He was a little bit less fortunate. Like you dig? Like we more or less made sure we held him up, made sure he was fresh, made sure you know what I mean. Like he wasn't selling no slabs. He wasn't selling no cracks. He wasn't getting no packs. He wasn't doing none of that. So when you that young and you know, I've been in that situation where I didn't have, and I'm around niggas that's getting Jordans and all that type of shit. I know how I feel. I feel like a bozo. I figured out how to get to the pack. Like I need to know what they. Oh, that's what y'all doing? Well, count me in because I feel crazy. I need to get fresh. But that wasn't his thing and shit like that. So when he hit, it was like hitting lottery, and in turn it was like, now I got the bag. Let me show y'all something. Y'all niggas gonna have to kiss my ass now. And that shit didn't go as good as he wanted it to.
Yeah, and you know it's.
You gotta figure Mase wasn't a hustler coming up. He didn't know how to get to
Hold
the
on,
money.
hold on.
Niggas like me and Cam always knew how to get fresh, stay with sneakers, know how to hustle, dip and dab, get to the bag a little bit. Mase wasn't on that. You dig? He was a little bit less fortunate. Like you dig? Like we more or less made sure we held him up, made sure he was fresh, made sure you know what I mean. Like he wasn't selling no slabs. He wasn't selling no cracks. He wasn't getting no packs. He wasn't doing none of that. So
Niggas just try to shit on my nigga Mase, B.
I've been in that situation where I didn't.
Niggas just try to, niggas been shitting on Mase for 20 years plus, B. I don't understand why. Mase ain't do none of them niggas, B. Mase got on. Mase was the coolest nigga in Harlem when he got on. I'm not lying, B. If you seen Mase when he first got on, nigga, and he got that money, that nigga was giving everybody and they mama a pound and a hug. Everybody. We'd be in the tunnel. You see Mase in the tunnel giving everybody, I'm talking about everybody in the tunnel pounds and hugs, B. Tunnel, we be in there about 3,000 deep. You see Mase in there with the motherfucking do-rag on with the lever, giving everybody hugs. Everybody. Once Mase realized it wasn't no real love, B, he got out of there. He got out of there. He realized the love wasn't what it was supposed to be after he was showing all that love, because he put all them niggas on. He put Cam on. Mase put him on. He took him to Big House. But once Mase realized the money wasn't right, everything was all fucked up, and he said, he told Cam, he said, listen, Cam, these niggas on some bullshit with this money. I need you to take the money, give me half, tell them niggas, I want 60 for the video. Give me 30, you take 30. Cam ain't understand what was going on. Cam was like, you trying to charge me 60 for a video? Mase like, nah, man, it ain't about that. It's about we got to get this money from these niggas, B. If you let these niggas shortchange you, don't give you that budget money, they just gonna keep it for themselves. Cam ain't understand that at the time. But once Cam realized all that bullshit he was going through with niggas, that's how him and Mase got back together.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember it was 40 of us. It was like, Capo right there was like, all right, we was already down in the city. Capo was dolo, I ain't gonna lie. one nigga back all of us down. Then you did the L007. You know what I'm saying? Went back in the studio, kept on recording while all of us looking like, damn, we gotta start moving like that. And that was an experience from an OG to me. It doesn't matter how you move, you know what I'm saying? As long as you on that defense and you moving right. So that was an experience.
Hey, yo, bro, you know what? That whole night was crazy, bro. And when the boys pulled up,
They getting cool right now. So when Jim was really telling these stories about him and French was pussy. All for this koofy. You know, everybody be flip side.
I can say this now.
Flip flop.
I'm happy. I'm happy the boys pulled up. Because once again, it would have been another lesson.
Yo, he said he happy the boys pulled up. Because if the boys didn't pull up, it was going to be a bang out.
You're always too worried about me and not worried about what's coming.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
but that's how we
both.
And that's how we was.
You know
that's
what I
how
mean?
close we was in the city when Aisha was going. Now we can laugh about it, you know what I'm saying, and show the people that was, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember it was 40 of us. It was like, yo, Capo right there was like, all right, we was already down in the city. Capo was Dolo, I ain't gonna lie. One nigga back all of us down. Then you did the L007. You know what I'm saying? Went back in the studio, kept on recording while all of us looking like, damn, we gotta start moving like that. And that was an experience from an OG to me. It doesn't matter how you move, you know what I'm saying? As long as you on that defense and you moving right. So that was an experience.
Hey, yo, bro, you know what? That whole night was crazy, bro. And when the boys pulled up, I can say this now. I'm happy. I'm happy the boys pulled up. Because once again, it would have been another lesson. You're always too worried about me and not worried about what's coming.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
but that's how we
both.
And that's how we was.
You
And
know
that's
what I
how
mean?
close we was in the city when Aisha was going. Now we can laugh about it, you know what I'm saying, and show the people that was, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember it was 40 of us. It was like, yo, Capo right there was like, all right, we was already down in the city. Capo was Dolo, I ain't gonna lie. One nigga back all of us down. Then you did the L007.
I think two egos was just coming together, two big personalities. You know, I wasn't there for that. I was just happy to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Just in the game. I'm never trying to come take nobody's shit. I'm in my own world, B.
Free the wave too. Free the wave,
I like
man.
to do my own shit. You know, I come from a whole nother
Free the wave, B.
So, you know, it was just egos clashing, a lack of respect, you know what I'm saying? And shit's like everything. That shit don't mix well, and next thing you know what I'm saying, we beefing. So as far as the content or whatever, it should have went a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think today we would have handled the situation different. But you know, I mean,
My boy about to get out too. He on his way home. The wave is on his
and now
way.
we here, we older, we got kids, and people looking at us, we gotta set the right example. We can't be looking crazy out here, so it is what it is. It's all love. I'm trying to get back on that plate. I think two egos was just coming together, two big personalities. You know, I wasn't there for that. I was just happy to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Just in the game. I'm never trying to come take nobody's shit. I'm in my own world, B. I'm existentialist, man. I like to do my own shit. You know, I come from a whole nother spot. So, you know, it was just egos clashing, a lack of respect, you know what I'm saying? And shit's like everything. That shit don't mix well, and next thing you know what I'm saying, we beefing. So as far as the content or whatever, it should have went a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think today we would have handled the situation different. But you know, I mean, we was young. Right. We was all crazy. And now we here, we older, we got kids, and people looking at us, we gotta set the right example. We can't be looking
Getting
crazy
back
out
to
here. So
French and Max, will you
it is
work
what it
with
is.
Max?
It's all love. I'm trying to get back on
Okay.
that plate.
All right. Okay. Has that conversation even come up though?
No, people don't play with me with that conversation. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about that. That's the first thing I say. You heard?
Okay.
That's how you feel. That end the deal for anybody. There ain't no Max talking about conversation. Period.
Okay. So getting back to French and Max, will you work with Max D when he gets
Nah,
out there?
fuck Max D.
Okay.
Max, dick. Fuck out of here.
All right. Okay.
That's tough words, B.
Has
Yo,
that
you know,
conversation?
yo, that's what I'm saying. When you tell a nigga in Harlem this as SMD, that's like the ultimate disrespect, baby. We don't like New York niggas don't really play the homo game. That's why niggas came up with the pause and all that. Niggas, cause niggas don't play that. So when you tell a nigga the SMD, that's like the ultimate disrespect. It don't get no worse than that. Now it's time to crash out now. And when you say that, that means you ready to crash out. So when Jones said that was definitely crash out time. Let's talk to my peoples in the chat. What's good, everybody in the chat? I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Get in the comments, man. Shout everybody out. My nigga Thomas, I see you. Spanish Harlem. Hip Hop Love, 1987. He says, so we debating about streets and blocks we don't own. Gotta love us. Nah, that's a fact though. And you know the crazy part about that? Niggas had chances to buy the houses in Harlem. I remember David Dinkins was in office. He was selling the tenement buildings in Harlem for $1. But nobody knew about the economics and the finances at that time. You know what I mean? We ain't had an internet, so we didn't know, we could buy houses for $1. All them burnt down, run down tenements for sale. We ain't jump on it. You know? Niggas could have bought them buildings. That's right, though. But niggas out there beefing over blocks that they don't own. They do not have no ownership in none of them blocks they standing on. And that they repping. None of them. Not one of them in Harlem. The men own every building they living in. Shout out to my nigga No Face. He said, do you got to be active in the streets to be considered an official person? Everybody that's hood people, not from the streets. Nah, that's a fact. You don't got to be active in the streets. You can just be going to work and going to school. You still from the hood. You still from the same environment. That don't change the environment. The environment stay the same. You from the hood. You just don't do hood shit. You know, you go to work and school. But you still that don't you know what I mean, disrespect from where you from. Yeah. Shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Hit that like button for me. My nigga No Face said good. 007 French. What's up? Zion Hill in the building. What's up, Capo French? Yeah, you heard? That's right. 00, what up, baby? Thank you. Appreciate for the love, man. Hit that like button. Hit that sub for me too, man. Make sure y'all sub, man. We trying to grow the channel, man. We here, man. I'm here. I'm putting out content every day. Every day I'm putting out content. I put out at least 15 clips a day. Every day. Yeah, man. We here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I told you, I'm here. But Jones been beefing with everybody in the game, man. On the low. They just ain't been getting a lot of media attention. Now, ever since Cam outed him, it's everywhere. Let me see this one.
When he was outside he fought for his life. You know what I'm saying? With Jim, shot to Jim, me and him spoke. You know what I'm saying? We killed all that beef.
How was that conversation?
Nah, it became stupid. You know what I'm saying? It became stupid. Max doing 75 years. He's on with his life. I'm on with my life. Like, what we still beefing about? You know what I'm saying? We got, I remember Slow just passing me the phone with him on there. We just looked at each other like, yo.
That's because they got mutual friends.
Like,
shout out to Slow Bucks. If y'all don't know who Slow Bucks is, that's the one 50 Cent was beefing with. That got punched in the face on the stage. And got his chain taken back in the days on the Summer Jam stage. That's Slow. They talking about Slow Bucks. He's cool with French and cool with Jim.
What were we beefing about? Max, he gave Max his paperwork. Max is dropping music. That's really what it was about. It was about Max getting his paperwork. And Max tried to feed his family. I mean, what you gonna do if you try to feed your family and somebody got you under contract?
You gonna act out.
You're gonna go crazy, right?
Somebody like stop.
And me just being his nigga next to him, I was in it regardless.
Shout out to everybody on Instagram watching. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on
I can't wait
Twitch.
for him to come home. I need to take like 3 years off.
Shout out to
I can't
everybody
wait. He gonna
on.
shut this shit down. And he was outside with
I think we live on TikTok too, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen to me. If you have been here for 5 years.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Oh, we think we might be live on TikTok. Let me see. Yep, we live. We live on TikTok, live on Twitch, we live on Instagram, we live on Facebook, we live on YouTube. We live everywhere, baby. We worldwide with this shit, man. Hopefully I don't get in trouble.
You know what I'm saying? With Jim, shout out to Jim, me and him spoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but shout out to Jim, man. I appreciate Jim, man, for this good content, man. Cause Jim was tough in them streets.
Where to stay. Now, when you act like niggas on your couch, you was a fan, nigga. You begged us. You were a fan, nigga. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see none of this. Shout out to my nigga, what's the nigga Final Four Billy and them used to? You're not from nowhere to stay.
Nah, he called me and Jim a straight fan. Sad, man. Beef is real. But I'm glad him and French patched that up. And him and Mano patched that. Like, you know, Jim was like a real hardhead back in the days, but now, you know, he chilling now. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. Let me see what else we got. Let me see. 50 Cent respond.
That's cool, but now you gotta get violated.
Yeah, super violated. Super duper. So ain't too much he can really do unless he gonna go run around with 100 armed securities all day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get shot at pay.
You ain't getting enough money for that.
That's a fact.
So, this nigga 50 stupid, yo. Shout out to Queens, man. Shout out to 50. Southside Jamaica. Shout out to my nigga Maserati Fox. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to his daughter. Yeah. See, me and 50 when this is after Jim told him and Ken to get off his dick. You know, once Jim said that, I knew it was smoke. I said, yo, this smoke is gonna be internal forever now. Because once Jim said, yo, get off my dick, that was it, man. Everything changed from there on. You don't play that with New York niggas, B. Once you say dick anything, homo anything, any of that weird shit, it get crazy. And so I guess 50 said, 50 brought up the transcripts of Jim Jones' case involving 6ix9ine when he got caught with the wiretaps telling other blood gang affiliates to super violate him. Jim was never arrested and never ever came from it despite him ordering a hit on another individual. I don't think that was a hit though. That ain't sound like no, he said violate him, man. Nah, you tell another blood member to violate a nigga, that's dangerous stuff. That don't sound good. You tell another blood nigga say yo violate him, that do sound like death though, but it could be anything. You know, take his chain again.
That's a fact. And he just canceled all the shows.
He ain't a gang member no more.
Nah, he ain't nothing.
Yo, 6ix9ine was never a gang member though, B. That's what I'm saying. That nigga was never a gang member. I never seen Jim around 6ix9ine the whole time he was getting that money and Melly Matrix and him was around him. Jim was nowhere around that nigga 6ix9ine, not one time.
That's what Shotty needs.
They left Jim Jones to go run with 6ix9ine. Jim wasn't popping no more. They left Jim Jones to start running with 6ix9ine.
You make sure you do.
Nah,
They got a new mule, a new cash mule. His name was 6ix9ine. They was done with Jimmy.
Nigga, that he not a gang member no more. He kicked out the whip. He was never a gang member. Nigga, Shotty need to expose him. Like,
nah, it's pussy. Never to do. Yeah, they got a TMZ. TMZ want to talk to niggas on Monday. So Shotty like, you want me?
Yo, that's crazy. When Mel said that, yo, TMZ want to talk to us. Mel should have been like, man, I ain't talking to nobody. Fuck that.
Crippy.
That's how you know this whole gang mentality done changed up. Back in the days, gang niggas ain't talking to nobody about nothing. Now niggas want to talk, nigga. A gang member got his own podcast. It's a gang member podcast for every gang in America now.
I think it's
you don't need to be on no TMZ. Let Shotty be on TMZ.
I'm not gonna get on it, but he wanted me to talk to the nigga and tell him.
That's cool, but now you gotta get violated.
Yeah, super violated.
Super violated. Super duper, nigga. Super.
All securities all day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get shot at pay.
He ain't getting enough money for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he just canceled all the shows.
He ain't a gang member no more.
Nah, he ain't nothing.
That's what Shotty needs to make sure he do.
Nah,
tell that nigga that he not a gang member no more. He kicked out the whip. He was never a gang member. Nigga, Shotty need to expose him. Like,
nah, it's pussy. Never to do. Yeah, they got a TMZ. TMZ want to talk to niggas on Monday. So Shotty like, you want me? Crippy. I think it's
you don't need to be on no TMZ. Let Shotty be on TMZ.
Nah, I'm not gonna get on it, but he wanted me to talk to the nigga and tell him.
That's cool, but now you gotta get right.
This nigga going.
Yeah, super violated. Super duper.
Super duper, nigga.
Ain't too much he can really do unless he gonna run around with 100 all securities all day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get shot at pay.
He ain't getting enough money for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he just canceled all the shows.
He ain't a gang member no more.
Nah, he ain't.
I'm gonna call you right back. Hold on. I'm live.
That's what Shotty needs to make sure.
I'm gonna call you right back.
Nah,
tell that nigga that he not a gang member no more. He kicked out the whip.
He out the whip, nigga.
Shotty need to expose him. Like,
nah, it's pussy. Never to do.
Nah, B. That phone call, I don't think that was about nothing, though. I mean, though, the feds did release that, though, but he ain't really say too much nothing, though. He just said niggas gotta violate him. He ain't say take him to the back and cut his head off. No, he said niggas gotta violate him. Violation could be anything, you know what I mean? Violation could be anything, man. Look. My nigga Jim Jones is tough, dude. Look. Tough, nigga. Look. My nigga Jim Jones is tough, nigga. Oh, nigga caught Jim though, B. I ain't even gonna hold you. Can we wind out? He caught Jim. He caught Jim with the left, B. Did he not catch him with the left, B? I don't want to play too much of that because, you know, can't be having too much, like, violence and stuff on the lives and all that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but nigga did catch Jim with that left, though, B. That was crazy right there. Jim at the airport getting in beef with some random white people. They told Jim about something about his headphones on a plane or some shit like that.
You and Jim Jones connected. Is Max B? Did you talk to Max about that first, or that's just something you did on yourself?
Of course, man. I would never do something like that without speaking to Max. So
or Todd Black, you know what I'm saying, or people, you know, that's in contact with Max every day.
What were their feelings about that?
No, I think they passed that. They passed that, you know, that beefing stage. I feel like we all grown men, you know what I'm saying? How long we gonna keep beefing for? I feel like it was a decision made by all of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jim Jones for being a grown man, and shout out to Max B for being a grown man, and shout out to myself, you know what I'm saying, for coming together.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot sometimes to just sit back and say, you know something.
It was a legendary moment in hip hop, man. Yesterday.
I know. It was everywhere. It was on every press this morning. Everywhere, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people want to see that. You know, Corona is already in.
Max B and Jim Jones were two of the biggest rappers from Harlem to blow up in the rap game. But even though they started out cool, ego and jealousy turned them against each other. This is how they went from close homies to starting one of the wildest beefs in rap history. Max B and Jim Jones both grew up in Harlem, which was one of the most dangerous parts of New York at the time. Harlem in the late 80s and 90s was hit hard by the crack epidemic, but it also created tons of hip-hop legends like Big L and Dame Dash. Max B grew up in the Abraham Lincoln Projects in East Harlem. His mom was addicted to crack, and she even served 1.5 years in jail.
Why you gotta say it like that though,
so
man?
Max was mostly raised by his grandparents in a religious
Mom's
household.
addicted to crack.
Going to church inspired his love for music, and Max started singing in the boys' choir of Harlem. Joining the choir helped him learn how to sing, which is what gave Max B a different style when he hopped in the booth and started rapping. Growing up, Max was also childhood friends with another Harlem legend, Cameron. Cam went to high school at the Manhattan Center for Mathematics with Jim Jones, and that's how Max linked up with him. They shared an interest in music and all wanted to be rappers, but at the
Okay, so Jim met him in high school.
same time,
I ain't know that. I thought they met. I thought, see what I'm saying? This nigga might be false in this documentary because I thought they met like in middle school.
they were also heavy in the streets. And before they all blew up, Max B would end up catching a case that put him behind bars before his rap career could ever really take off. In 1997, Max B was arrested for robbery and spent almost 8 years locked up. He was only 18 when he went in and didn't get out until 2005. The same year that Max went to prison, Cam and Jim Jones, along with their homie Freaky Zeke, started a crew called Dipset. Cam was already well known as a rapper in Harlem after being part of a group called Children of the Corn with Big L, Mase, and Cam's cousin Bloodshed. Children of the Corn broke up after Bloodshed was murdered, so Cam linked up with Jim Jones to start Dipset. Dipset started making waves in the early 2000s after Cam signed a deal with Dame Dash and Jay-Z's group, Rockefeller Records. Over the next few
So a nigga just skipped out the whole part of him being signed to Elektra and him being signed to UN. He just went straight to Rockefeller.
years, Cam and the rest of the crew went on a major run. In 2002, Cam dropped his classic album, Come Home With Me. They followed that up with the first Dipset album, Diplomatic Immunity. Then Jim Jones dropped his first project called On My Way to Church. So, by the time Max B got out in 05, Dipset was on top of the world. Max wanted to switch up how he moved and focus on his rap career, so he started kicking it with Cam and the rest of Dipset. Max started doing features and ended up on 2 songs from Jim Jones' second project, Harlem, Diary of a Summer. The next year, Max also did the hook for the Cameron song, You Gotta Love It, which was a diss track about Jay-Z. The wild diss and Max's deep singing voice caught people's attention immediately, and suddenly everyone was talking about Max B. The same year, Max also dropped his first mixtape, $1 Million Baby. Around that time, Jim Jones also started his own label and spin-off group called Byrdgang. Jim Jones invited Max B to be a member, along with another Dipset affiliate named Stack Bundles. Max worked on Byrdgang's first mixtape, M.O.B.
Yeah, this nigga got his shit all messed up. Max B wasn't on Dipset, and Stack Bundles was never on Dipset.
And also appeared on Jim Jones' next mixtape, The 7 Day Theory. Max B not only had the musical talent, but he also had the street cred after serving close to 8 years in prison. So, it seemed like Max B was about to be the next Dipset member to blow up. But just when he was starting to gain momentum, Max caught another case that would eventually take him off the streets for good. On September 29th, 2006, Max was arrested and charged with murder and conspiracy to commit robbery after police accused him of being the mastermind in a wild heist gone wrong.
Yo, Max wasn't even there, B. He was nowhere near this robbery and still got 75 years.
2005, Max met a woman named Gina Conway at a Jim Jones show in Myrtle Beach. Gina was a huge Dipset fan and wanted to get backstage to meet Joel's and Cameron. But when she found out they weren't there, Gina started kicking it with Max B instead. They ended up...
Yeah. Nigga, see, yo, Gina went there to go see Jewels and Cameron, but fuck it. They wasn't there, so hey, Max here, fuck it.
Dating, and Gina moved in with Max in the Bronx, where she worked at a strip club while Max was grinding with his rap career. But the relationship was pretty toxic. Gina was a prostitute, and Max was hooking up with multiple women at the same time. They kept breaking up, and Gina eventually moved back down south, only for Max to convince her to come back to New York. One time, Gina came back and found Max living with another woman who was pregnant with his baby. Somehow, Gina ended up moving in with Max's brother, Mike, and went back to stripping. The whole story was pretty messed up, but things were about to get even crazier. While Gina was stripping in the club, she met a dude named Alan J. Plowden. Jay would always pull up to the club in a brand new white Mercedes with tons of money in the back. One night, Jay started talking to Gina after Max blew her off, and they started hanging out. Jay would always take Gina on shopping sprees and spoil her with champagne and new clothes. Gina ended up going with Jay to a Holiday Inn, where he was staying with his partner, David Taylor. It turns out that David Taylor and Jay Plowden were running a mortgage and mail fraud scheme, which is why they had so much cash. Gina Conway saw all the cash Jay had in his hotel room, so she stole his key card on the way out and decided to call Max B to plan a robbery. According to Gina, she met up with Max back at the Lincoln Projects in Harlem. Max was mad that she'd been gone, so Gina decided to make him jealous by telling him all about Jay Plowden and all the money he had back at the hotel room. Jay told Gina he was going to the club, so she thought it would give her the perfect opportunity to rob the hotel room while he was gone. According to Gina, Max B called his cousin, Kelvin Byrdgang. Max told Gina that if she took Kelvin to the hotel room to take the money, he'd love her forever. So, Gina...
So that's what she did that for Max to love her forever?
And Kelvin went back.
So Max in jail basically for Gina. Gina told him about some nigga getting money.
To the Holiday Inn, but when they got there, they found Jay in the room with another woman named Giselle Neves. In another wild twist, Giselle Neves was also there to rob Jay Plowden. Giselle saw Jay in his new Mercedes and planned to go back to his hotel room to steal the keys. But before she had the chance, Gina and Kelvin burst into the room. Kelvin and Gina tied up Jay and Giselle and started trashing the room looking for the cash. They couldn't find enough money, so Gina demanded Jay call his partner David Taylor. David was sleeping on another floor and came down when Jay called him. As soon as David came into the room, Kelvin pointed a gun in his face and they started fighting. During the struggle, David ended up getting shot in the head and died. Gina and Kelvin got away with $30,000 in cash. But it didn't take long for the police to track them down and find out that Gina still had Jay Plowden's laptop. And as soon as they arrested her, Gina started talking. She claimed Kelvin was the one who shot David Taylor and that Max B was the one who set it all up.
Hey, she the one who set it up.
Arrested for murder and robbery charges.
She told Max.
$2 million bail, but Max couldn't afford to pay the bail, so he was forced to sit in jail. While he was behind bars, Max's music career continued to go up. Before he went in, he recorded a few tracks for Jim Jones' third album, Hustler's Poem, which dropped in November of '06. Along with his own features, Max also wrote a lot of Jim's verses and hooks, including the lead single, We Fly High. We Fly High ended up being Jim's biggest hit to date and made it to number 5 on the Billboard.
That's a lie too. They say Stack Bundles wrote that. They said Stack wrote that. Wrote the whole song, all the verses, everything.
Billboard charts. But while Jim was living the life and enjoying the success, Max B was behind bars, fighting for his life. That's where the beef between Max B and Jim Jones really began. Max started doing interviews from jail where he dished Jim for letting him sit in jail. Max claimed that he not only wrote We Fly High, but that he also wrote all of Jim's most popular songs since they first met. Max B also said that Jim Jones owed him credit for all his success, but wouldn't even help pay his bail. Jim later brushed it off in interviews and claimed that Max was over-exaggerating about how much he wrote. While he was locked up, Max B kept feeding the streets and dropped 2 more mixtapes, Public Domain, $1 Million Baby Radio, and Public Domain 2, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. A few months went by, and Max's bail ended up getting dropped to $90,000. That's when Jim Jones came to Max B and offered him a new record deal where Max could use the advance to pay his bail and get out. But the new deal was pretty bad for Max and required him to sign over all his publishing to Jim. Max didn't want to sign the deal, but he also didn't have much of a choice if he wanted to post bail. So, Max took the deal and ended up getting out after spending 10 months locked up. But when Max B got out, his relationship with Jim didn't get any better. Max was still mad that he was forced into signing a bad deal just to get his freedom back and blamed Jim Jones for taking advantage of him when he was at his lowest point. Not only was he fighting for his life, but about a month before his release, Max B lost his close homie and fellow Byrdgang member, Stack Bundles. On June 11, 2007, Stack Bundles was shot and killed in the lobby of the Redfern houses in Far Rockaway, Queens. Max B and Stack Bundles were close right up to his death, and it really affected Max. Jim Jones was working on a new album and wanted Max B to write for him again so he could get another hit, but Max wasn't feeling it and refused to work with Jim, even though he was signed to him. There were also rumors that Jim had a falling out with Cameron and Dipset had broken up, so Max had no reason to be cool with Jim anymore. So, Max B distanced himself from Dipset and started his own crew called Gang Green. Around the same time, Max also started hanging out with
Gang Green was popping in Harlem, B. Hard. It was a war in Harlem, B. Gang Green versus Byrdgang.
another New York rapper who had beef with Jim Jones named French Montana. French Montana had a major buzz in New York at the time with his Cocaine City DVD series. French and Max B knew some people in common, but they could never work together before Max got locked up because of Max's affiliations with Jim Jones and the Byrdgang. According to French Montana, his problem started after Jim Jones lied about having him set up. In 2003, French Montana was leaving a recording studio when he got into a shootout that ended with him getting shot in the head. Montana later admitted that someone in his inner circle had set him up.
Yo, French got shot a few times, B. I was out one night. We was at Sin City, and French got shot in his ass. Yup. We was out at Sin City, a beef broke out. His crew and the PIF unit. Shout out to the PIF unit too. And somehow, shots fly out. French gets shot in the ass. So French been shot in Harlem, Bronx a few times.
And Jim Jones had nothing to do with it.
The person that got me shot drove me to the hospital. So the greatest threat is always from the inside.
But French Montana claims that Jim started going around telling everyone he was involved in the situation just to help his street cred. Montana clapped back with footage of Jim and the rest of Dipset getting jumped in one of his Cocaine City DVDs. Then while Dipset was on tour with Bad Boy Records, Jim Jones got into an altercation with one of Biggie Small's homies, C Gutta. Jim and C Gutta kept running into each other and getting into small fights. But eventually, it led to a massive brawl at Rucker Park in Harlem between Dipset and Junior Mafia. There was footage of Jim Jones and the rest of Dipset getting beat up and run out of Rucker.
So what happened at Rucker was niggas and Dipset. It was Diddy and little Junior Mafia, Lil C Gutter. It was Cam, Jim, old Dipset. Niggas from Dipset crew was screaming "fuck Big." That's what happened. And Diddy said the next time a nigga say it, it's on. Nigga said it again, and all hell broke loose, B. That's what really happened at the Rock.
So French Montana used the footage in Cocaine City, Volume 4, to get back at Jim, which is what first started their beef. When Max B officially left Byrdgang and linked up with French Montana, they both started taking shots at Jim Jones together. Around the same time, Max B dropped a mixtape called Public Domain 3, where he dissed Jim Jones and the rest of Dipset. The cover showed Max B in a graveyard, surrounded by tombstones that said, "Here lies Millie Jim Jones," and "Here lies Vanilli Joel Santana." Milli Vanilli was a pop group from the 90s who got exposed for lip-syncing other people's music. So Max was taking shots at Jim Jones and Joel's for stealing songs from him and other members of Byrdgang and trying to pretend like it was their own. There was also a song on the mixtape called Lip Sync, where Max B took shots at Jim and Joel's rapping, "I told them bitches, come and see me." They be acting like it.
And I ain't going front, B. I think Jim and them started that rapping with the track playing all the way through. Some niggas say Gucci Man started that, but back in the days, you know, rappers used to rap through the whole track, maybe have an ad lib. But then when Jim started rapping, he started rapping with the whole track playing in the background. So Max B started saying, "Yo, you lip singing out there." And that's kind of like lip singing.
It ain't nothing. I know them niggas need me. I was giving them the loot, but them niggas done blew it. Max B and French Montana would also go back and forth with Jim in interviews and videos uploaded to WorldStar. But Jim wasn't the only target. Max also started going after Jim's wife, Chrissy Lampkin, and claimed that she gave him head by the pool in Miami. To add to the disrespect, Max even made a song called She Touched It in Miami, where he remixed the Jim Jones song, Summer with Miami, and brags about hooking up with his wife, rapping, "She sucked it in Miami, while Big Avell hit it from the back in her fanny. Gangrene family, riding on these bitch niggas. Empty up the clip, click clack, hit niggas. Gotti spit bricks, nigga. Peel uncut raw. Pussies talking reckless, but they don't really want a war. Nigga ain't worth my time, so I'm getting at your whore." Dipset affiliate Hell Rel also got dragged into the beef. Max B and French Montana made a video that got uploaded to WorldStar where they went in on Hell Rel for being ugly.
Shout to my mother, baby. It feel good.
Nigga, your mother, the doctor smacked your mother when you was born. Nigga, you're so ugly. Hell Rel, aka
Oh man, I gotta see this.
Hold on,
Oh man.
AKA Hell No. The bitches see you, they go, ooh, hell no, I'm not fucking with that ugly nigga.
Max even said if he had to choose between having
Nigga Max is on his light skin shit.
Hell Rel's face and doing 50 years in jail, he'd take the 50 years. Hell Rel clapped back and said that he heard a rumor that Max B and French just got married and offered up $5,000 for the wedding pictures to see Max in the dress. So, at this point, the beef was deeper than just Jim Jones versus Max B, and half of New York was forced to pick sides. Pretty soon, it went from disses to actual violence. In a different video, Max claims that Jim spotted him in his whip and tried to box him. Jim Jones saw Max B in the parking lot and drove up next to him so he couldn't get out. Jim and his goons tried to attack him, but Max ended up ramming Jim's Bentley so he could get out, then punched Jim in the face. In the video, Max even showed off the dents in his car and pointed out where the fight happened. At one point, Max B and French Montana even went to confront Jim at a studio in Manhattan. They were rolling deep with a huge crew, but ended up getting stopped in the lobby. When they came out of the studio, Max B and French Montana claimed that Jim saw what was happening and called the police. Around the same time, Jim Jones and his crew also pulled up to one of Max B's shows in Brooklyn. A huge fight broke out, and Max started going wild and throwing chairs. Things got so crazy that the cops showed up with dogs, but by that point, Max and Jim were already long gone. So, the beef kept heating up, and it seemed like only a matter of time before someone got seriously hurt or ended up dead. But before anything major went down, Max ended up losing his freedom. In 2008, Max signed a 3-album deal with an indie label called Amalgam Digital, but Max was still technically signed to Jim Jones, so he wasn't allowed to release any real albums. Max still kept it pushing and dropped mixtapes like Coke Wave and Quarantine. Max was also working on his first album or trying to get out of his contract with Jim. But in June 2009,
Jim
Max
wasn't
was
like
finally
none got his
sentenced for the
contract
robbery
for
and murder
nothing.
of David Taylor.
This all could have been avoided if Jim would have just let the nigga out his contract. Nigga ain't give him no real money. But I guess he probably ain't made Jim no money neither.
Max B's ex-girlfriend, Gina Conway, had already pled guilty to armed robbery and manslaughter and agreed to testify against Max and Kelvin Byrdgang. She blames it all on them and said Max had planned the whole thing and that Kelvin was the one who pulled the trigger and killed David Taylor. Max and Kelvin were both found guilty of 9 out of the 11 charges, including felony murder. So even though Max wasn't at the crime scene when the murder happened, he was sentenced to 75 years, while Kelvin Byrdgang was given life plus 35 years. It seemed like everything was over for Max B, but his beef with Jim Jones still didn't end there. Max B won a lawsuit where a judge ruled that Jim Jones no longer had control over Max's music career, so Max was finally able to drop an album. Max B's first studio album, Vigilante Season, finally dropped in March 2011 on Amalgam Digital. Max also scored another win in court after a judge granted him an appeal for his charges, which included a new lawyer and a new trial. In 2013, Max gave an interview from jail where he explained exactly where his beef with Jim Jones all started. Max said that Byrdgang had a seniority system that was inspired by Dipset. Cameron was the leader of Dipset, so Jim Jones and Joel's were under Cam. So when Jim Jones started Byrdgang, he decided he was the boss and that Max B and the rest of the crew were his workers. Instead of running it like a real crew, Jim Jones wanted everyone else to work for him. But Max felt like he was bringing too much to the table to be treated like that. Max wrote Jim's biggest hit, We Fly High, and a lot of his other popular songs, but Max wasn't getting a fair cut of the profits. Max even claims that when they did shows, Jim Jones would only pay him $300, even though Jim was easily making 10 to 15 raps. On top of that, Jim had a lot of beef in different cities, which Max got dragged into. Jim's ops would come to shows and throw chairs on stage trying to start drama. Max had to stand up to all the goons and ops only for $300. When Max got locked up for the murder, he realized his buzz was going up. But when he came home, Jim still wasn't showing Max any respect. So Max B decided that if Jim wasn't going to help put him on, he'd have to capitalize on the buzz in a different way, by starting a beef. Max knew rap fans would love it, so he started dissing his former homie. The move worked, and the beef with Jim Jones made him more popular than ever. But while he was locked up, Max was more focused on fighting for his freedom than on continuing the beef with Jim. At first, his appeal was denied, but in 2016, Max caught a lucky break and had his sentence reduced. Max B's legal team argued that his original lawyer, a dude named Gerald Saluti, had a clear conflict of interest when he represented Max in court. Gerald was not only Max's lawyer, but he was also his manager and entertainment lawyer. Max was offered a plea deal for 10 years, but his lawyer Gerald convinced Max to turn the plea deal down and take it to trial. Max B's new legal team argued that the old lawyer Gerald knew that if Max got 10 years, he'd stop making money off his career. But if Max beat the case and came home a legend, he could make Gerald, his lawyer and manager, millions. After reviewing the evidence, a judge agreed to overturn the original conviction. Max was still found guilty and sentenced to 20 years, but he was credited with time served, which meant Max could be home as early as 2025. It seems like his time locked up gave Max a whole new perspective on life. In a
Max
DJ
should be
Vlad
home
interview
soon.
from prison, Max said that his beef with Jim Jones
Free
was a
the
long time
wave, man. Free the wave. Free the motherfucking wave, man. All right, I gotta get out of here, y'all. Be back tomorrow. Clip this thing up. Be back, man. Y'all hit that like for me on the way out. I gotta get out of here. Be back tomorrow. Love y'all, man. Hit that like before y'all leave. Hit that sub, man. Share this. Show some love. We here, man. Shout out to the whole Harlem. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. 007. 50 Brim. No Face. Oh, that hip hop. My nigga Thomas. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all, man.